Hello, little dreamers, and welcome to our story time. Are you ready for an adventure? Snuggle up, get comfy, and let's travel to a land of misty mountains and sparkling castles. Tonight's story is a very special one called The Last Dragon's Lullaby. Once upon a time, nestled in the highest peaks of the Whispering Mountains, lived a dragon. But this wasn't a fierce, fire-breathing dragon from scary tales. This was Ignis, the last dragon, and his scales shimmered not with fire, but with the soft colors of a sunrise. Ignis was gentle and kind, but he was also very lonely. He was the last of his kind, and the world below had forgotten the magic of dragons. Down in the valley, in a cozy village with cobblestone streets, lived a little girl named Lily. Lily wasn't like the other children. While they played hide and seek, she would sit by her window, humming tunes she made up in her head and dreaming of a world filled with wonder. Her heart was as big as the sky, and she believed, truly believed, that magic was still real. One night, a terrible sadness fell over the kingdom. A strange, silent gloom crept into every home, making everyone feel weary and unhappy. People forgot how to laugh. Flowers drooped on their stems, and even the baker's sweet cakes tasted bland. The king and queen were heartbroken to see their joyful kingdom so quiet and gray. The royal healers were baffled. No potion or remedy could lift the mysterious sorrow. Lily felt it too. The gloom made her little tunes feel flat and her dreams feel distant. But Lily was brave. She remembered her grandmother's old stories, tales of a gentle dragon in the mountains who could sing the stars to sleep. Maybe, she whispered to her little bunny doll, just maybe, the dragon's song can help. With a small bag of cookies and a heart full of hope, Lily decided to find the dragon. She tiptoed out of the village before sunrise, following a forgotten, winding path that led up into the Whispering Mountains. The journey was long. She climbed over mossy rocks, tiptoed across babbling brooks, and waved to friendly squirrels who chattered encouragement from the trees. Finally, as the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, she reached a huge cave. A soft, warm light glowed from within. Trembling just a little, Lily peeked inside. There was Ignis, the last dragon, curled up in a huge circle. His sunrise-colored scales glowed softly, but his big, gentle eyes were filled with a deep, ancient sadness. He wasn't scary at all. He just looked lonely. Taking a deep breath, Lily stepped into the cave. "Hello," she said in a small, clear voice. Ignis lifted his enormous head, surprised. It had been centuries since a human had dared to come so close. He expected her to scream or run, but Lily just stood there, her eyes wide with wonder, not fear. Who are you, little one?" Ignis rumbled, his voice like stones shifting deep within the earth. "I'm Lily," she said, holding out a cookie. "I brought you a snack. You looked like you might need a friend." Ignis blinked. A friend. He hadn't had a friend in longer than he could remember. He lowered his snout and gently took the cookie. It was the sweetest thing he had ever tasted. Lily sat down near the great dragon. "Mr. Dragon," she began, "our kingdom is sick with sadness. No one smiles or sings anymore. My grandmother told me stories about a dragon whose lullaby was so magical it could heal anything. Was that you? Ignis looked away, a puff of lavender-scented smoke sighing from his nostrils. It was, he said softly. My family and I used to sing the Lullaby of Light. It was a song of joy and hope that kept the world in balance. But I am the only one left. My voice is too small to sing it alone. Without the harmony of my family, the magic is gone. The world's sadness is growing because my song is incomplete. Lily's heart ached for the lonely dragon. She looked at his sad eyes and had an idea. It was a silly, small idea, but it came from her heart. Maybe you don't have to sing it alone, she said. I love to hum. I can't sing big magic words, but I can hum along. Could we try together? Ignis looked at the little girl. Her hope was a tiny, bright flame in the growing darkness. It was a long shot, but what did he have to lose? He nodded his massive head. Let's try, little Lily. And so Ignis closed his eyes and began to sing. His voice started as a low, rumbling melody filled with the memory of mountains and stars. It was beautiful, but it was tinged with sorrow, a solo voice echoing in an empty hall. Then Lily began to hum. Her simple, pure tune wrapped around the dragon's deep notes like a ribbon of silver light. It wasn't a dragon's harmony, no. It was something new. It was the harmony of a dragon and a child, of ancient magic and new hope. As they sang together, something incredible happened. A tiny spark of golden light appeared between them. Then another and another. The sparks grew brighter, dancing around the cave. The sad lavender smoke from Ignis's breath turned into a swirling mist of rainbow colors. The lullaby of light was coming back to life. Their combined song flowed out of the cave, carried on the night wind. It drifted down the mountainside, a river of shimmering sound. It swept through the valley and into the silent village. As the magical notes touched the drooping flowers, they perked up, their colors becoming more vibrant than ever. The melody floated through open windows. A baker, kneading his dough with a heavy heart, suddenly felt a warmth spread through his chest and began to whistle a cheerful tune. A mother, rocking her crying baby, felt her sadness lift, and she began to sing along, her voice joining the magic. Laughter, faint at first, then growing louder, began to bubble up from the cobblestone streets. The king and queen, watching from their balcony, felt the weight of sorrow lift from their shoulders. They looked at each other, and, for the first time in weeks, they smiled. The entire kingdom was waking up from its gray slumber, bathed in the golden light of the dragon's lullaby, now made whole by a little girl's hum. Back in the cave, Ignis and Lily finished their song. The cave was filled with a warm, joyful light. Ignis opened his eyes, and tears, like liquid starlight, rolled down his shimmering scales. They weren't sad tears. They were tears of pure joy. You did it, little Lily, he rumbled, his voice full of awe. Your hope, your harmony, it healed the song. It healed the world. Lily just beamed, her heart feeling fuller than ever before. We did it, Ignis. She corrected him. We did it together. From that day on, Ignis was no longer the last lonely dragon. He was Lily's friend. Every week, she would climb the mountain, and they would sing together their unique lullaby, keeping the kingdom bright, happy, and full of wonder. The world had not forgotten dragons. It had just been waiting for a brave little girl to help them find their voice again. And they all lived joyfully and magically ever after. Thank you for joining our adventure tonight. I hope you enjoyed the story of Lily and Ignis. Remember, even the smallest voice can create the biggest magic when it's joined by a friend. If you loved our tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for another story time very soon. Sweet dreams.